What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I'm gonna give it a few minutes for some more people to join. If you're just joining, make sure y'all smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. What's up, Scott? Shout out to you. How's everybody doing on this Friday? One second. What's up, Scott? You said you're exhausted. Hold on 1 second, man. I got my line guy over here cutting my yard. He got the leaf blower out, blowing the yard. So do y'all hear that? Y'all might can hear it. I don't know. Oh, what's up, Daryl? So you listen to the stream while working? No doubt, no doubt. If you miss anything, make sure you go back and watch the live stream. So I'm just chilling on this Friday afternoon. It's been a long week, like Scott said. So it's been a slow start to June. It's been a real slow start to June. That's because we're at the end of the quarter, the end of the second quarter, and I'm anticipating us to pretty much. It's a wait and see. We just had a busy week in the market as far as the economic calendar. We had a busy week in the market as far as the economic calendar. We had a lot of high impact news this week. We had Jerome Powell speaking. We had non-farm payroll. So typically on weeks like this, I'm not real active in the markets because I already know protocol. I have certain protocols that I follow that during weeks of non-farm payroll, those weeks can be real volatile, real choppy, real quiet. So I typically like to forecast out into the next week. So let's go ahead and do that with the economic calendar. Let's look out for next week to see what we have in the news. So in the news going into next week, we have a slow start to the week because we don't have any economic news. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we got CPI data, PPI, and we got more high impact news. So I'm gonna expect cleaner price action going into this second week of June. I'm gonna expect cleaner price action going into that second week. So let's see what we do. But I still got low expectations because we're at the end of the quarter. June ends the end of the second quarter. So if you zoom out to a higher time frame on your charts, any chart, it don't matter what market, this applies to all markets, all asset class. If you just zoom out to any chart, you're gonna see that 3-month candle is about to come to a close. So that's what's going on. For example, if I come back over here to XRP, This is a 3-month time frame. We have 24 days left to complete the second quarter of 2025. So this kind of begins that long drawn out summer. I've been telling y'all in private and on live stream. This is going to begin that long drawn out process as far as, you know, the dog days of summer, because we're kind of building sentiment going into the third, fourth quarter. So I'm already forecasting out third quarter, fourth quarter of 2025, mainly that fourth quarter. I want to see how we close the third quarter and then how we open up in the fourth quarter, which will be from October, November, December. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at. What's up, Lawrence? Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to you. Appreciate y'all joining. If y'all just joining, make sure y'all smash that like button. If you're brand new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And guess what I've been working on? I've been working on some new Patreon tiers. So coming soon, we got the future signals coming out. I got signal services coming out for different markets. So we got signals for the micros, signals for the minis, signals for the micro and the minis combined. And I'm thinking about adding the crypto nanos and the crypto micros. So y'all let me know if y'all are interested in this as far as a signal service. I've been building it out and it's almost complete. So hopefully I can have this done by the end of the month, towards the end, or maybe going into July. So we shall see. Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all interested in that. If y'all want to go ahead and sign up for the Patreon, if y'all haven't done so already, go ahead and do so. But inside of the Patreon or inside of the Discord or these signal services, there will be more information as far as what we're signing up for, etc. ZZ, shout out to you, man. Definitely gonna make it happen. It's on the way. It's on the way. It's already big. You can't see it. You're in the Patreon. I mean, you're in the Discord. You can't see it in the Discord because you haven't purchased a tier, but it's already built out inside of the Patreon. Excuse me, the Discord. And what I've been trying to do in the past few weeks was automate it. I've been trying to automate the signals. So for example, let's come over to the chart right quick. So you see how we got XRP right here? So what I would do on my end is, okay, for example, you see the fair value gap right here, this large fair value gap in the form of a BTC. So, and this works on, I'm gonna be doing this for as far as day trading. We're gonna anticipate price to drop down inside of this gap. That's what I will be doing, and then I'm gonna highlight it for you. For example, boom, the top of that fair value gap, that's your entry. So what I would do is I will set an alert. See up here on Trading View, there's an alert button. And then under messages, I will give you details on specific price. Price, targets, whether to buy, sell, whatever. So I come in here and I give you, like, you see where it says $1.78. Go in there and type XRP buy $1.78. And then the notification, there's a webhook URL that goes directly to the Discord. It goes directly to the Discord. So you see right here where it says webhook URL, well, that's linked to certain channels. And then I'll give you all the coordinates. All you doing is plugging it in. You're going to be plugging it in if you feel the need that, hey, I want to take this opportunity. This ain't financial advice. You're going to do this at your own risk. But some people don't have the time like I do. So they prefer, people been asking me to do this for a very long time. So I've been building it out for a while. So what I would do is pretty much plug the information in, whether you're going to buy, sell, and give you the entry points, your targets, etc. And then I will create it. And then boom, down here at the bottom left, you might not can see it. I'm going to do it over here on the right. Right here, once price drops down inside of this, once it triggers the alert right here at the top of the fair value gap, it'll trigger it. Then that alert will go directly to the Discord, and y'all will be able to, whether you're working or whatever, plug and play. You're gonna be able to plug and play. You said what's the difference between the tiers, the 3 tiers? I got a 4th tier coming as well, but the difference is, let's come over here. Right here. So the difference is, so I got micro signals. We're going to be focusing on the futures markets. So there's micros. Micros, for example, I got it explained in the Patreon. So if y'all want to click the link in the description, you will be able to pull this up on your own. But I got it explained. So it's $50 per month. Now, mind you, y'all gonna be making money. You're gonna be making money. So that 50 can pay itself. But the micros, you initially, somebody brand new. So in the Patreon, in the Discord, I'm going to walk y'all through what brokers to use, etc. So I'm gonna have videos that will walk you through. Okay, I use this broker. We're all gonna use TradingView. That's the platform that we're going to use. We're going to use a certain broker, a handful of brokers, maybe 3 or 4 different brokers. Y'all can choose which one y'all decide to use. You're going to sign up to those brokers. It's free to sign up to brokers. It doesn't cost you anything. And then you're going to be able to, for example, which signal service fits you. So I got different tiers for different people. Everybody's different as far as capital. So the micros are affordable contracts. I've gone over this several times. I've gone over this many times in live stream. I told y'all the difference between micro contracts and mini contracts. So for example, micros are perfect for people who are beginners with small accounts. So initially, people ask me all the time, well, how much money should I start with? Okay, you can with micros, you should start anywhere between $500 to $5,000. That's affordable. So what you're going to do is you're going to take capital, whether you got it saved up, whether you got it liquid, whatever. You're going to take about $500 to $5,000. You're going to sign up to your broker. You're going to deposit that capital into the account of your broker. You're going to treat it like a savings. You're going to treat it like a savings account. So a lot of y'all might have $5,000 sitting in a savings account. Well, we all know that $5,000 isn't doing anything for you. It's just sitting there, and inflation is outpacing the interest that your bank is using. So what you're going to do is you're going to take some of that capital, whatever. I can't tell you what to do. You're going to take your capital. You're going to place it in a broker account. Now, your broker account, you will be able to trade different markets. You're going to be able to trade micro contracts. So, for example, the micro Nasdaq, I will provide signals for the Nasdaq, the micro S&P, the micro gold. And right there, I'm going to stop right there for now until I decide, because I don't want to be all over the place. You don't need 20 different markets. Y'all know how in crypto, people like to play in 10 to 12 different assets. No, you don't need to do that. You actually just need one market. You just need one market to trade. But I'm going to add 3 initially. And then as time goes on, I might add another, let's say like micro oil. I might add micro oil, but that's a lot on me. So what I'm doing the heavy work. I'm doing all the work analyzing. So I'm going to be analyzing 3 separate markets just in micros. Okay. I'm going to be analyzing 3 separate markets just in the micros. On top of that, I will be analyzing 3 different markets with the mini. So that's 6 markets that I have to watch and follow. Now, we're not going to trade all markets at one time. I'm not going to be trading. I'm going to find the best market at the time. Every day is a trading day. I'm going to look at the best market at the time of trading. And I'm going to decide, okay, this market seems the best market because of what? Is low resistance or is it high resistance? That's what I'm going to be basing it on. Okay, this market right here is trading high resistance. It's real choppy. So let me find a market that's not as choppy, a little bit slower, and we're going to do it like that. So it's all, ZZ, you say it's safe to say for micro, we could get 2 to 4 trades or calls a week. You think? I'm going to try to as many, if there, okay, in the market, there's 5 trading days. In the futures market, traditional market, it's not 24/7 yet. In the futures market, it's a 5-day market, Monday through Friday. Okay, so you can prepare yourself Monday through Friday to receive signals. That's 5 days a week. Now, for example, I'm going to be utilizing the economic calendar. So let's look at this week, for example. This week right here, I have certain protocols that I use. So we already know, I've talked about this many times. On a week like this, where we have non-farm payroll, I have a protocol where I'm going to be out the market Monday through to Wednesday. Monday and Wednesday are the prime days of trade. I'm going to be out the market by the AM session Wednesday. I'm not going to trade Thursday and Friday. So every day ain't going to be a trade day. And I'm going to give y'all risk management protocols as well. So I'm going to give you risk management protocols in the Discord underneath the signal services. So we're going to have protocols as far as risk management. I got strategic risk management. Risk management for me is number one when it comes to trading. You must protect your capital at all times. And I'm not going to be like going extreme with it. I'm going to be finding. So for example, there's 5 trading days a week. There are several different sessions. So we got the Asia session. Okay. So that's a time in the day where you can trade. And this is for every day. Asia, we got London. I'm not normally up during London, but I might be up late at night one night and I might send a signal during London. And if you decide to take it, that's on you. We got the New York AM. We got the New York lunch. We got the New York PM session. So we got about 5 different sessions that we can trade during the day. And then there's some time periods in between that I can find trades in between. So if there's 5 trade sessions per day, there's 5 trading days per day. Y'all do the math. So there's 5 sessions per day. I might find 1 or 2 trades per session. 1 to 2 trades per session. Do you get it? 1 to 2 trades per session. So there's going to be plenty of opportunity. But we're going to slow grow. The goal is, which I can't make people do with it. My goal when I trade. So for example, if I take $5,000, we're only going to risk at max 2% per trade of your total equity. So what is 2%? What is 5,000 times 2%? Let's just say we want to start with the micro account. What's $5,000 times 2%? Yeah, ZZ, you said you didn't realize there could be 10 a week. Yes, I'm going to be putting them out. Listen, I'm going to be trying to pump them out as frequent as I can. I'm going to be pumping them out as frequently as I can. And then also, you don't have to, you as the person, you as the individual that is placing your, using the signals, you don't have to take every trade. And that's why I'm trying to give you risk management protocols. You don't have to take trade. You don't have to take the trade every time. You find one good trade and then be done. That's some of my protocols that I teach in my lessons. 1 to 2 trades per day. Let's say your first trade is a winner. I send a signal. Your first trade is a winner. You're done. Be done with it. Don't try to take every signal that I put out. There you go. I appreciate it, Lawrence. $100. So my risk, and this applies to y'all. So y'all initially put $5,000 in the account, in your broker's account, and then that's loaded up. I'm gonna go over that in the Discord. We're gonna go over broker, how to sign up, etc. We're gonna utilize TradingView. We're gonna utilize brokers that are integrated with TradingView. I can't control what you do. You, the operator of your own capital, you're gonna use 1 to 2% per trade. We're not going to go over 2% per trade because we're trying to manage risk. So let's just say I send a signal and it takes a loss. It takes a loss. So what do you do? There's protocols as us professional traders do. If you start out the gate, let's say today is Friday, which it is Friday. I signal and out the gate, you risk 2% of your trade. Your risk is your stop loss. If y'all don't know. Your risk is how much risk you're putting on the trade. That's your stop loss. So the further you move your stop loss away from your entry, the more risk you're taking on. The tighter your stop loss from your entry, the less risk you're taking on. We're going to go over that in the Patreon. So if you put on 2% your first trade and it takes a loss, okay, now you need to scale that back. You need to scale your next trade that you take. You're going to scale back from 2% down to 1%. And let's just say, okay, that 1%, you scale back in your second trade, it takes a loss. You're going to scale back from 1% to 0.5%. You're going to, until you get a winner, you're going to keep scaling your risk back. That's risk management. That's how you protect your capital. I haven't even talked about that, but as a trader, that's what I do. I take my initial equity, and I'm going to risk at max 2%. If I take a series of losses, I'm going to scale my risk back, and that protects my initial capital. Eventually, you get a win, and then you can start scaling it up. You might get a series of winners. If you get a series of winners, let's say your first trade, you take 2% risk, etc., and you keep trading, the next 5 trades, you on a win streak, and then boom, you take a loss. Okay, you scale back to protect those gains that you profited with. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So I got micros. That's affordable for beginners. I encourage micros. I trade micros. I trade micros all the time. I love micros. Do not sleep on micros. I could take $5,000 to $15,000 to $20,000. I can do it all the time. I could take micros, initially put $5,000 in my broker account and scale that up to $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Okay? Or you can start with $500. You just want to get your feet wet. $500. If I'm starting with 500, I'm going, what's 500 times 1%? 500 times 1%. That's $5. So again, ZZ, what are you talking about? Is in what time frame from 5 to 20K? Oh, if we're gonna follow along, if you want to follow along. When we talking about 5 to 20K, we're talking about day trading. These are going to be day trades. These are not trades that we're going to hold at a week at a time. We're going to be in and out the market. I'm going to give you specific instructions. I'm going to look at it in the charts in a minute. We're going to be day trading. These are not like swing trades. These are not things these are trades we're going to be in and out in the same day. These are going to be in and out trades same day. These are not nothing we're going to hold overnight. None of that. We're going to be in and out. We're going to look at a liquidity pool, a fair value gap for targets. I do it all the time on live stream. Some of y'all might not pay attention sometimes, but I show these things all the time on live stream. We're going to be using the same concept. Some of y'all couldn't really go through the videos in time, and apply it. I don't think some of y'all went through the Discord and the Patreon with the lessons, and I don't know, some of y'all have applied it, but we need to maybe this. I'm gonna say this: if you combine the lessons with the signals, let's say you're studying the lessons, you're applying the information, and then you start seeing how I'm taking these signals, and you're seeing it from a charts perspective, from an analyst perspective, it's gonna start clicking for you. What the hell is going on? What's up, DeAndre? Shout out to you. Shout out to you. ZZ, I'd explain it to you, ZZ. It ain't no time frame. Like, I think you asking me, like, how quick can I do that? No, man, we're not worried about how quick you can scale up from 5,000 to 20K. Don't worry about the time frame it happens. This is the goal as a trader. The goal as a trader is to slowly grow your equity. That's all that matters. So if you had $5,000 in the bank account and it was in the savings and the bank ain't even offering you 1%, what the hell is you doing? So what we're going to do is we're going to take that savings, a part of that savings, not all your savings. We're going to take a part of that savings, place it in a broker account, and we're going to slowly compound our equity. It doesn't matter how long it takes. We're not in the rush. That's not what we do as professionals. We don't rush to get to 5,000 to 20,000, 20,000 to 100,000. There's no rush because every day is a different day in the markets. Every day is going to present different obstacles, different opportunities. I'm worried about the low hanging fruit. And I'm going to teach y'all that. I'm going to show y'all that the aim for the low hanging fruit. That's why I say we're not going to hold trades overnight. We're going to hold trades. I'm trying to typically get y'all in and out each session. So I've shown this in my live stream many times where we take an example trade. We seek profits in the same Asia session. How many times y'all watch me during Asia where I say, hey, this is your entry. This is your take profit. Price goes down there to the target. And then you're out, you're done for the day. Just like that in the same session. Those are the type of trades. We're pretty much looking for scalps and kind of like day trading. Scalping and day trading. DeAndre, they ain't up and running yet. I'm working on it, so don't y'all come running over here yet. I'm gonna announce them when they ready. I'm just informing y'all that it's coming because it's high demand. People been asking me about it, and they're definitely coming. I appreciate it though, DeAndre. Appreciate it. Much love all the time. Respect. But so yeah, if y'all just joining, these are my signal services. I got different plans, different subscriptions for different people. I'm gonna add the crypto one, but right now crypto is kind of like it still needs more liquidity. Need more liquidity. So this plan right here, most people, this is affordable. I trade micros. I love micros. Micros help me get to where I'm at now. And eventually, hopefully, a lot of y'all become crypto rich. And some people already had people tell me they want to trade minis. So I got the minis, the signals for the minis. It's the same markets, Nasdaq, S&P, gold, but they're the minis. Now, minis are built for serious traders. These are people that want to kind of scale up because they're working with more capital. So a lot of y'all got more than $10,000 in crypto, but y'all will be scared to come over here to the futures market and put that type of money in a broker account and trade it. Matter of fact, most people randomly trade meme coins with $10,000, which is crazy, but they won't come over here to a regulated environment and trade futures. So $10,000. I have an account with. I scaled up my trading from micros to minis. I still prefer minis because micros, if you take a loss, they can hit. But I got protocols for this as well. Beginners definitely micros. Minis is for somebody who wants to. For people that have over 10,000 and more in capital. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. To $100,000 in capital. The $100 subscription per month is nothing. Like I can show you many. I show you many examples. As a matter of fact, I'll show you in a minute on my shorts channel. I recommend $10,000 or more in capital to trade minis. And like I said, everybody's different. Now, and then I have a third tier where you can combine both, and it's just 150 where you might want to combine the micros and the minis. You might want to get access to both. And then on my fourth tier, I'm going to create the crypto tier. So those are the three new plans, a fourth one on the way. I'm going to create it tonight. And what y'all think about it? Y'all let me know in the chat. I'm gonna go over here in a minute, ZZ. You said maybe in another 2 months to 3 months. I looked at Bitcoin. I looked at the Bitcoin futures. Bitcoin futures is pretty clean. I would say you can go in there and trade Bitcoin futures right now. But as far as XRP, which I've been kind of like behind XRP futures, it still needs time. The nanos look pretty good, so I'm gonna include the nanos in the crypto. So the nanos are super affordable. I might even include a tier for the nanos, but y'all got to keep in mind, I got to watch all these markets. So I got to kind of keep it real structured. I don't want to be like too many markets. I want to give it real, because I'm really in there analyzing what I do. Sounds great, Scott. I appreciate the feedback. DeAndre said, what you think about funded futures? I have been looking at possible doing a challenge. DeAndre, the thing with funded, every to each his own. To me, I like to put up my own capital. That's just me. Like, because you know why I like to put up my own capital? Because let me tell you the difference between funded trading and just going out there putting your own capital. Funded trading, they want you to pass all these challenges. First of all, you got to be real clean. You got to know what you're doing is trading, period. Whether you're trying to do a funded challenge or you're trying to trade solo on your own, whatever. You got to know what you're doing. Point blank, period. You need to learn the skill set, whatever way you want to learn it. The thing about the funded challenges is you're not trading with your own capital and they make you jump through hoops. And also, funded firms are not regulated. So there's still that gray area as well. The funded firms are not regulated. So they'll have you kind of paying every month. They'll have you paying every month a subscription, but you're not really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you making them money at the end of the day. You're not really using your own money. So that's just me personally. Some people love it. Some people have come up doing funded challenges. But for me personally, I like to put up my own capital because I can go in the micros. I know what I'm doing. I can start with micros. I can start with $500, take 500 to 1,000, 1,000 to 2,000, 2,000 to 3, 3, 4, all the way to 5. Then I get to $5,000. I continue the process 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, get to 10K and then come over here and start trading the minis. Trade minis, 10K can scale up all the way to 100K, just like that. From 10K to 100K. And at the same time you're trading minis, you can scale it back. You might not want to be so aggressive. You might not want to, be so aggressive in the minis market, and you can scale it back and continue to, you can start it over. You can start from, you could take $5,000 out of the 10K, come back over to the micros, and then scale that back up, make another 10K. So there's many ways you can skin this cat. And me personally, I like to use my own capital. I don't like to use traded firms. And they can technically run off with your money. They can run off with your capital. So they can pretty much do that. Read these comments. Hopefully that makes sense, DeAndre. But don't let me stop you. I'm not for it or against it. So don't let me discourage your goals and your plans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm for trade. I love the trading community, period. So if you're gonna whatever way you can do to make capital and better your skill set, go ahead and do it. Ayaz, next week Coinbase is listing NEA coin. NEA coin will make 3x next week. So I say don't be afraid of this. Collect NEA coin on the spot. Da 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 da. Here you come spamming. Ayaz, I don't want to get you up out of here now. Fall back with the comments. ZZ, yes. Welcome to my world, ZZ. You say insane. Hold on, why y'all comments ain't up here? Let me see why y'all comments not showing up. 1 second. I need to get y'all up here on the billboard. 1 second. 1 second, y'all. If y'all just joining, man, make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, click the link in the description if y'all want to sign up for the Patreon for the signal service or my lessons. I got more lessons coming as well, so it's just a process, man. It's a process. I'm trying to, make this a fun experience for anybody and everybody. And with the signal service, if you're actually looking at the charts as well as I give the signals, that will give you that'll give you more perspective and more 1 second. We're gonna go over the market here in a minute. And hopefully y'all enjoying y'all Friday, man. I appreciate y'all joining. But yeah, man. Let me get a quick roll call, man. I got 23 people in the building, only 7 likes. Y'all help me out now. I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. So if you're just watching or you're just joining, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Let me get a quick roll call. Let me see where the family at, where everybody's at. Give me a quick roll call. Y'all shout out where y'all from. City, state, country, region. Let me get that roll call in. Let me get that quick roll call in. What's up, Ryan? Shout out to you. We got East Coast Canada. Always showing love, Ryan. Always popping in here from Canada. Shout out to Canada. Is it hot yet in Canada? I need to know because it's already in the hundreds where I'm at. Real hot out here. What's up, Jay Gamble? Shout out to Texas in the building. What's up, Jude? Shout out to you. What's up, God? That's an interesting name. God, shout out to you, God. Is that God for real? Is that God for real? Shout out to Austin, Texas in the building. What's up, Jay Gamble? Just chilling. Chatting with y'all on this Friday. Chatting it up on this Friday. Smash that like button for me, y'all. Smash that like button for me. So let's come over and look at the markets. Yeah, stable coins news heating up. We're gonna get into it. What's up, Arthur? Shout out to you. Shout out to SoCal, Southern California in the building. Said humid. Shout out. Okay, shout out to you up there in Canada, man. Shout out to you up there in Canada. What I want to look at. Let's take a quick peek at the market, and then we're gonna come back and look at it. This is the crypto matrix. So I got an assortment of different assets. We currently got XRP trading at $2.17. We got XLM trading at 26 cents. We got XDC trading at 5 cents. We got HBAR trading at 16 cents. We got Bitcoin down to $104,000. Ethereum 2,400. Algo 18 cents. ZBEC trading down. A lot of y'all doubted me about ZBEC. It's not technically crashing, but it's coming down. Don't worry. You know, I'm not knocking y'all favorite asset, ZBEC. DeAndre, you say you're looking at BTC right now, looking like, to me, you might want to deliver higher to the sell side or deliver to the sell side. We're gonna get into it, DeAndre. I respect your opinion always over here. Y'all have the right to state y'all opinion. So I'm not nobody. I don't know it all. So I like to see other people in this space, in this technical analysis space, give their opinions. And hopefully you can learn from somebody. Each one teach one. That's the crypto market. Let's come look at the stock market. Stock market. This is the stock market matrix. We got Apple retracing down $204 per share. Nvidia on the way to breakout. Nvidia $141. Microsoft $470. We got Amazon $213. We got Meta looking like it wants to break out as well. $697. That's insane. We got Tesla $294. We got Google $173. And Pfizer down $23. And guess what? We just recently got a launch of, let me see right quick. We just got the launch of Circle. Circle just went live on the stock market. The New York Stock Exchange. How many of y'all caught that news? Circle currently priced at 107. Circle Internet Group. That's their the name of their company. I always thought it was just Circle, but on the stock exchange it says Circle Internet Group. Their ticker is CRCL. So if you want to look up Circle, go look up CRCL on TradingView or whatever y'all want to look it up at, whatever platform. Currently trading at 107. Let me drop down to the daily. It's the first week of trading. It's only been live for 2 days. It opened up at $69. And after opening up at $69, it traded up to $123. So how many of y'all in the chat are invested in Circle and did a pre-IPO? Y'all let me know in the comments. Are y'all accredited investors and were already in this, or do you plan on purchasing some of this stock? It's already priced in high. Y'all let me know in the chat. It's already priced in high. I'm thinking about as well going to Twitch as well. What y'all think about Twitch? I'm thinking about doing live streams on Twitch as well. I think Twitch is pretty cool. But I'm going to mainly be on YouTube, though. I'm going to mainly be on YouTube, but I'm thinking about Twitch as well, integrating Twitch into my little process over here. Y'all give me some feedback. But y'all let me know in the chat, man. Y'all purchased this? Did y'all purchase Circle? Are you going to purchase it? Right now, it's too volatile. For me, I wouldn't be getting in here trying to jump in this right now. Let the volatility clear up. Let the price action clean up a little bit. You said hopefully Circle can get as high as Coin. Who is Coin? Who is Coin? DH, you said you got a handful at the opening. Oh, you said Coinbase? Okay, Coin. I got you. DH, Coinbase. DeAndre, you said you saw the news. I'm sitting on my hands for this one right now. For sure. You can't be in everything. Let's look at Coinbase right quick. That's Circle. Let's look at Coinbase. And it is also on Nasdaq. Coinbase, man, these things are high. Currently trading at $251 per share. $251 per share. It opened up back in 2021. And it's 2025, and it's currently $251. So we drop out right quick, and it's definitely not clean price market structure. As I look at it, it recently dropped down to this inversion fair value gap. So I'm gonna highlight that, and it's definitely not at a discount right now. It's definitely not at a discount. So I think Circle. Think about it. Like, you got to think about it, DH. I think Circle can surpass Coinbase because Circle is a stable coin. You know what I'm saying? It's an internet company. It's a company that deals with stable coins. And we already know how valuable stable coins will be for the financial market. So they can definitely be a high value company. That's all depending on what Ripple got to say. That's all. We don't know what the future's gonna hold, but we shall see. But it's definitely not at a discount. It's definitely at a premium. I would not be looking to purchase that right now at this moment. And for Circle, it needs more time in the market. It just dropped, so I'm not really interested in Circle at the moment. You said good chance, Ryan. You said good chance the stablecoin will pass next week. We're gonna lock into it. We're gonna talk about it. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and come over to the news. Let's get some news out of the way, some news headlines that I find interesting. Let's come over here to the news headlines. Let me see right quick. All right, the first headline that I want to talk about, I seen this, it just randomly popped up, but it says San Francisco PD, San Francisco Police Department, they accepted $9.4 million from a cryptocurrency billionaire to relocate real-time, something dealing with the police department and whatever going on, and data and all that. But who do y'all think the billionaire is? Who do y'all think the billionaire, the crypto billionaire who donated directly to the San Francisco Police Department, who do y'all think that is? Some of y'all might have seen this. I didn't see this until right before I got on live stream. I said, that's interesting. So who do y'all think it is? Take a random guess. Who could be the billionaire donating to the San Francisco Police Department? Take a wild guess. Scott, you said Soros? That's a good one. You know, Soros got his hands in everything. DH, you said Elon? Okay. Uh-oh, I ain't gonna say it. Don't give it away, Jay Gamble. Don't give it away. Let's go ahead and play the video.
Area billionaire gave a massive gift to the city of San Francisco's police department, enough funding to relocate a center that analyzes drone video and automatic plate readers to help make arrests. ABC 7 News reporter Suzanne Fawn explains it's not a done deal, not yet. Suzanne?
So, Kristen, we heard from Ripple co-founder Chris Larson today, along with the mayor and San Francisco police chief. They all say this public-private partnership is a game changer for San Francisco. They also emphasize the oversight that comes with using these powerful tech tools.
So it was Chris Larson, y'all. Some of y'all got it right in the chat. It's an illusion. You was close. Jay Gamble, you got it right. Chris Larson, the founder of Ripple, donating billions of dollars to the San Francisco Police Department. I think he said billions in crypto, but what are they trying to do in San Francisco? The private, public, they trying to integrate. What are they trying to do with this? Why did he donate all that money to the police department in San Francisco? We're going to find out. Let's see.
Mayor Daniel Lurie says a $9.4 million donation from crypto billionaire and Ripple co-founder Chris Larson is a big win for the city of San Francisco. The gift would cover the cost to improve the Real-Time Investigation Center, or RTIC, moving it from...
They said it was a gift. He gifted, like, that Chris Larson, he going to own, if he don't already, he's going to own San Francisco. And they talking about he just gifted the money. That's what Ripple doing out here. You know what I'm saying? They next level, man. Next level. We just gonna give money to the police department, and they're trying to do what? Facial recognition, all kind of thermal recognition, gender recognition. They probably got all kind of technology they trying to roll out in San Francisco, which is the Silicon Valley tech hub of the world. And Chris Larson just out here donating money. Now, we need that where I live at. We got prisoners breaking out, escaping, and they running around, and they cannot find them. And they're wasting like $200,000 per day trying to find fugitives. Where I live at in New Orleans, I don't live in New Orleans, but I'm close to it. But in New Orleans, we had a prisoner breakout, 10 escaped prisoners. I'm sure some of y'all have seen it. And they was using third-party facial recognition, and then the police department decided to cancel the subscription for the facial recognition. And the company that was providing data for the facial recognition, they was like, well, if y'all didn't cancel y'all plan, we would have caught the fugitives, but y'all canceled the plan. We seen them on the camera, but y'all canceled y'all plan. So some of these police departments are broke and cheap. So that's what I'm trying to say. Some police departments around the nation don't have the funding to continue certain programs, etc. But out there in San Francisco, they about to have like RoboCop out there. They about to be doing all kind of craziness. I'm sure. Then San Francisco had the robot dogs, and they damn near had RoboCop on the streets. And now they about to start putting in all these other things, etc. But it's going to be interesting. Let's wait and see.
The Hall of Justice on Bryant Street south of Market downtown to empty space in Ripple's offices on Montgomery Street.
I know many of you have visited the RTIC in the old space at 850 Bryant. You know it needed an upgrade.
The center analyzes drone video and automatic license plate readers to help make arrests.
It brings together live data from across the city, 911 calls, drones.
Look at Chris Larson just sitting back there, man. Like that mean he can't. To me, he's above the law. If you donate almost $10 million to the police department, the police department, that means you gotta get out free jail card. You untouchable. You can't go down in your city because you're donating directly to the police department. So Chris Larson can do what the hell he want to in San Francisco. So it's just funny to me.
I don't really like committing to things.
1 second.
I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Can you hear me now?
Damn ass.
Mayor gave a massive...
Are down public safety cameras and delivers that information to officers in the field in real time.
We use the term game changer quite often, but it truly has been a game changer. Auto thefts are down 41%.
Since Arctic launched 3 months ago, city leaders say it has helped officers make 500 arrests, including 32 this past week. While the city still grapples with a shortage of more than 500 officers, police say drones have been a big help.
We started the drone program, with city funding, but
I'm gonna ask y'all in the chat, have y'all been in the city or wherever y'all live at? Some people don't live in cities. Some people live in rural areas. Have y'all been in the city where there's been drones flying above the air? Have y'all been in the city? Have y'all seen that before? Because I've seen it before, and that shit is crazy. That's crazy that we live in a time and period where they can deploy drones to surveil everything. That's crazy. Yes, Frozen. I refer to that all the time, Frozen. Skynet is fully operational. I don't think it's fully operational yet because Skynet has to be, it's eventually got to seek awareness. So what I'm trying to say is it got to go live on its own to where they no longer need humans. So Skynet is definitely coming. Skynet is here and is not fully activated until it becomes fully aware. And when that happens, we might need to go to South America or wherever out in the world. It's coming though. Yes, sentient beings. Yes.
we needed some assistance to take it to the next level, and that's what this funding will do.
Electronic Frontier Foundation says more surveillance is not the answer. It stated that surveillance curbs civil liberties and impacts the lives of the city's most vulnerable people.
Y'all hear that? That's an infringement on your rights. That's what some people are saying. So Chris Larson is directly behind that. He gifted that money for the police department. He just gifted it. Man, Chris Larson is a big dog, man. He's a big dog. Out of all the tech giants I'm going to go ahead and say Ripple owns San Francisco. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Ripple owns San Francisco. So they're planning for the future they want to see in San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be interesting.
And it released this statement saying, quote, "The current crime fall that SFPD is taking credit for is happening nationwide, even in cities that have not eroded democratic principles in order to put drone over the city and a camera on every block." Larson said, as long as there is proper oversight, people should not be concerned about the overreach of technology.
These professional criminal crews, they've got access to all that technology completely unfettered. So I think the answer is give these cutting edge tools to the police, but have the kind of oversight that we have in the city.
Man, y'all tell me in the chat, who is this guy, man? Who is this guy right here? We know who he is, Chris Larson, clearly, but where did he come from? If you deep dive, you know some of the story, but now he fighting crime. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting crime out here. You know what I'm saying? He's funding. Is he Batman? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? You know, Bruce Wayne was a billionaire. He was a billionaire. He directly tied to central bankers. Some say he's directly tied to the elites, the Rothschilds, and certain other families. He came from all kind of places, Gabrielle. Yes, IMF. He come from all kind of different places. And he's directly leading the charge in San Francisco to fight crime. So a lot of y'all probably didn't see that, but that's brand new news. I found that interesting. We always going to stumble across something interesting out here. And that's quietly going on and people not even paying attention to it. I find that interesting. Hopefully that was breaking news to y'all. The next piece of news I want to talk about is Circle. Circle shares, they go live. I'm going to play a little section of this video of Circle. 1 second. Let's go ahead and play it.
Today, stablecoin issuer Circle goes public on the NYSE, and Congressman Brian Stile breaks down yesterday's hearing on a crypto market structure bill. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Tanea McKeel. Cryptocurrencies in the red this morning. As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin dipped less than 1%, trading at $104,500. Ether slipped 3% to $25.90, and Solana dropped 4% to just under $151. Let's get to the big story of the day. Circle's public debut, the stablecoin issuer listed on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker CRCL after a multi-year push to bring the company onto U.S. markets. Shares opened at $69.50 after pricing at $31 per share the night before, a 124% gain and far above the initial range of $27 to $28 expected earlier this week. Shares soared as high as 235% at one point. Now, Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire spoke to CNBC's Money Movers ahead of the first trade.
I think we're building a major new internet platform infrastructure company. We're bringing the infrastructure of the internet to the financial system. We are trying to upgrade the dollar to the internet, and we're trying to make this all work, whether it's capital markets or how money moves. And so our mission has always been around this. And so ultimately, when the internet collides with a major industry, this time the financial industry, and you have companies that can demonstrate that they can build scale and be profitable and drive technical innovation, there's a lot of demand for that.
All right, let's shift gears and focus on crypto regulation for our main story. The House Financial Services Committee held a hearing yesterday on the Clarity Act, a bipartisan bill that hopes to establish a regulatory framework for digital assets in the United States. Crypto World's Mackenzie Segal.
All right, my bad, y'all, my bad. I was saying the stablecoin bill, the Clarity Act, that's a big one. We got three significant bills that need to be passed, and I kind of think the Clarity one is the one that's kind of like quiet. I could be wrong, but I think that's the one that hasn't been catching as much headlines. So I think that's what she's about to talk about. So let's go ahead and continue.
Alice spoke to Brian Stile, chairman of the subcommittee on digital assets, about that hearing and what to expect for the Clarity Act.
So you held a hearing yesterday on the Clarity Act, a bipartisan bill that you helped introduce. Let's start with the core of it, creating a framework for registering digital assets, defining exemptions for DeFi, and clarifying which regulator oversees what. How did you and your colleagues go about crafting the bill, and how involved was the industry in that process?
What we wanted to do is step away from the last 4 years, which have provided a lack of clarity for innovation and development in this space. The core goal is to make sure that we're having investment in Web3 technology and blockchain here in the United States. We're outcompeting China. We're providing safeguards for consumers. We talked to a whole host of stakeholders all across the spectrum, as well as members and senators, to make sure that we're getting this right. Again, with the focus of being, let's make sure it's clear where the regulations are so that we're encouraging innovation and development here domestically.
And this bill draws a very clear line between the SEC and the CFTC when it comes to oversight of the crypto industry. Why was it important to divide those responsibilities between existing agencies rather than create an entirely new regulator, as some have proposed?
Well, the regulators currently under the SEC and the CFTC are actually pretty good with the Trump appointments that we have. The concern would be what would happen if we ever slip back into an era as we had, in particular with Gary Gensler at the Securities and Exchange Commission. And so we have an opportunity.
That would be tragic, but I don't think that's going to happen if we have to go through this next 4 years where it's kind of stagnant and then boom, we slip back. I ain't speaking that up, but I have thought about that as well. I have thought about that before, that we could potentially, which I don't see it. Don't take my words for it. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't take it serious. But I had thought about that. We could slip back. We don't get no progress and then slip back into a Gary Gensler era where there's nothing going on. But we shall see. We don't know what the next 4 years hold with a new administration coming in. We don't know. I'm already thinking out that far. Some of y'all should be too. But I'm already thinking, do we get another Democratic administration coming in, or do we continue with a Republican administration? We need to do away with all this shit anyway, but this shit is games and all that at the end of the day. Also, I like to tell y'all, I follow geopolitics. Some of y'all like to follow geopolitics as well. Don't forget the war card. The war card is always a black swan in the financial markets. When all else fails, they take us to war. So I always say that because I done seen it too many times. And recently, what's been going on in Ukraine and Russia, that can stall everything. So let's pray to the gods in the universe that we don't go to any major war. I've been seeing stuff with China. I've been seeing the Ukraine, etc. They can drag shit out more if they want to go to war. So I just pray we don't go through that in our lifetime. So that's the only thing I see dragging this out. If you study history, if you look at history and history repeats itself, all major war, before all resets, they take us to some type of major war. So what, and this is just speculation, what would make this time any different? What will make this time around any different? There's been speculation of WW3 for years now, decades. And it's almost like we're on the doorsteps of that. But we all know it could get like, we can just end everything if we decide to take it that far. Why would we want to do that? Ukraine, why are y'all still attacking Russia? You know what I'm saying? Russia, why are y'all doing what y'all doing in Ukraine? All this shit needs to stop. All this shit needs to stop because it can escalate real quick and the world does not need to see that. And then that will like stall everything out. And when they do that, if the elites decide to take us to some type of major war, assets and commodities will all tank. And guess what? While everybody is surviving because economies are gone, people are suffering because of war, that's when the elites buy everything up and price everybody out. So that's always a theory that I have. That's just speculation. You don't want to ignore it, but let's continue.
To really rein that in, to lay down the rules of the road, make it clear which regulator has authority in which given space. That stability, I think, will really allow innovation and development to come. Why? Because capital needs certainty before investments are going to be made. And so we think this act moves forward, provides that clarity, and investment will follow. Again, all with an eye towards making sure that we're developing blockchain technology and Web3 here in the United States.
What does engagement with your Democratic colleagues look like so far? Well, some have signed on to the bill. Others have raised concerns about stablecoin legislation moving through Congress. So what have those conversations been like?
We've had great conversations with an array of Democratic colleagues who understand the importance of this industry. This shouldn't be partisan in nature. This should be looking at how do we make the United States of America strong. So we have some great supporters from all across the ideological spectrum, from Angie Craig from Minnesota to Richie Torres of New York, along with strong colleagues, obviously, on the Republican side as well. And so a lot of this is making sure that members, representatives, and senators understand the underlying technology, why regulation is important in this space. And I think what we continue to see is a developing understanding of the importance of this legislation and of getting this legislation correct.
So there's been ongoing scrutiny around the president's ties to crypto, including the Trump token and related projects. Is that clouding progress on broader crypto legislation? And if so, how do you move past it to advance bipartisan bills like this one?
We hear that from folks that don't want to dig in on the substance of the bill. Actually, if you go back and watch the House hearing that we had this week on the Financial Services Committee, what you saw was some really good engagement from a large number of our Democratic colleagues, and then standard Trump derangement syndrome complaints by others. The substance of the bill wasn't really critiqued by my Democratic colleagues. They just jump in and say Trump, Trump, Trump. We should be focusing on making sure that we get this right. This is our opportunity to turn the tide away from simply meme coins, which were really given the breath of air by Gary Gensler, and making sure that we remove fraudulent actors.
You heard what he said? He wants to move the tide away from meme coins because Gary Gensler and that whole era, they was allowing all that shit. And a lot of people fell for it. A lot of people lost a lot of money. All you people that was caught up in the FTX and just playing meme coins, I don't understand. I never did. Y'all missed the point of crypto. And some of y'all didn't care. Y'all just said, hey, this is an opportunity. I'm a gambler. Some of y'all still doing it today. So this guy, he's saying we need to move away from that because the regulatory clarity will move us past that whole entire era of cryptocurrency. A lot of y'all was trading securities. A lot of those things are securities, but you better believe XRP, Bitcoin, certain assets are commodities, so they're going to be viewed differently. If y'all lost a lot of money trading meme coins and you didn't do what you were supposed to do in the past 3 to 4 years, accumulate as much XRP as you could, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because you missed the point. You was uninformed. You was uninformed about the truth about crypto. So let's finish this up and then we're going to move on.
In this space. This is all about getting this correct so we see innovation and development here. And I think at the end of the day, more and more members are understanding the importance of this legislation and can step away from the partisan bickering that we often see on Capitol Hill.
So you had a number of witnesses speak in favor of the Clarity Act at the hearing, but what else did you learn from their testimony? Are there perhaps parts of the bill that you're now reconsidering or planning to revise?
I think in some ways we heard some of our colleagues maybe not have a full grasp of the underlying bill. That's an opportunity to continue to inform and educate folks across the spectrum as to what this bill does and what it does not do. We also heard great support for the legislation, a real understanding of the need to move quickly in this space. We're always open to feedback from stakeholders across the ideological spectrum. And I think we now have a big opportunity as we move to a markup next week, which was just announced, to make sure that we make any amendments or adjustments that are needed to the legislative text. Again, with the end goal of making sure that we have this signed into law before the start of August.
Okay,
So what y'all thinking next week? Y'all thinking next week this can be signed into law by next week before August? We're only June, July, August. We're only about 2 months away. 2 months away from August. That's going to be here real fast. I think June is going to kind of fly by. I think it's already flying by so far. But what y'all think in the chat? This bill gets signed by next week? We shall see. Let's move on. The next piece of news that I seen that was interesting, China, a Chinese firm, files with the SEC for a $300 million XRP strategic reserve. I find it interesting. Let's see what they talking about.
The chart of the day is presented by Crypto.com, the leading crypto platform trusted by over 100 million users worldwide. Let's take a look at the chart of the day. Chinese firm Weebis International filed a plan with the U.S. SEC on Tuesday to build a $300 million XRP-focused corporate treasury. The filing follows an announcement that came last month outlining the firm's plan to fund the initiative using loans and credit facilities rather than new share issuances. The company also plans to integrate Ripple's payment network into its business in order to streamline cross-border payments and improve booking transparency across its global chauffeur services. Weebis International shares were up almost 12% at time of recording, while XRP gave back initial gains down about 0.1% on the day. That's it for today's chart of the day.
All right, they got a chauffeur service out there in China, and they're pretty much raising. They have plans to raise $300 million in an XRP strategic reserve. Me personally, with my crypto, I plan on creating a reserve for my trading business. So that's what I plan on doing, creating my own reserve as a small, medium enterprise, a small business, and having crypto as my strategic reserve as well. Why the hell not? You got governments doing it. You got corporations doing it. So individuals and small businesses can do it as well. So y'all better peep game and understand what's going on out here. Strategic crypto reserve. Better get into it. And the last piece of news I want to cover is dealing with your favorite person, Michael Saylor. I find every time when he talks, you kind of want to write him off, but this motherfucker he's not stupid. He's he's definitely aware. He's a billionaire, so he gotta be knowing something. So I always find it's funny when he talks, but you kind of want to listen when he speaks. He was also in the crypto meeting with Donald Trump and Brad Garlinghouse. So let's see what he got to say about the current status of Bitcoin. Then we're going to move on. We're going to go to the charts.
MicroStrategy, now known as Strategy, expects to raise nearly $1 billion from the IPO of preferred stock that pays a 10% yield. The company plans to use the proceeds for general corporate purposes, including buying more Bitcoin. Join us now is Michael Saylor, Strategy Executive Chairman. You've described some of these moves, these financial moves before to us, Michael. Is this more of the same, or is there anything unique or different about this round?
You know, what's exciting here is we've done 3 IPOs of preferred stocks in the past 6 months. Strike was our first convertible preferred, and that was up 29%, while all the other preferreds were down 6%. Strife was a fixed preferred, paying 10% fixed yield at par. That's up 22% versus all the other preferreds down 4.5%. So Stride was the third of those preferreds. And what's going on here is we are offering fixed US dollar yield, and we're swapping it into BTC yield, which is what our equity investors want. The big breakthrough is that in the preferred market, the capital never comes due. There's no refinance risk. We're basically offering a perpetual US dollar yield forever. We're getting the capital forever. And so by matching a very long duration instrument on the liability side with a long duration asset, we're creating, in essence, an indestructible balance sheet. And these preferreds are a very scalable, extremely low risk way to generate leverage to drive a very large premium into the MSTR stock. So it's a win for the fixed income investors because they're getting a yield 400 basis points more than typical preferred stocks or junk bonds would yield. And it's a big win for our equity investors because they want more Bitcoin, and this is a way to get leverage without worrying about any kind of bond coming due.
Wow. You obviously are the ultimate hodler. You would buy, if you have money, you buy Bitcoin, I think, don't you? It doesn't matter whether it's up, down, or flat. 150%
Bitcoin, Joe.
Do you think at this point that there's, let me just say to you, what are you waiting for at this point in terms of good news? I think the regulatory environment since the election is definitely improved. We've talked about how much harder it gets to mine, and there's halving. When is the next halving, and what are the next moves that would cause the asset Bitcoin to get to some of these? I don't know whether you have Tom Lee type projections. I think Tom the other day said eventually it could get to 2.5 million per coin or higher before we never really will get to mining the last coin, will we? Not in our lifetime.
Not in our lifetime, but the last 6 months have been tremendous. All of the fundamental planets have aligned. Bitcoin's been acknowledged as the one digital commodity in the world by the administration. The banking regulators have given a green light to bank Bitcoin. The accountants have upgraded the accounting to fair value accounting. There's been a surge of Bitcoin treasury companies. There's like 100 public companies or more that are holding Bitcoin on their balance sheet, and every single week there's another announcement. I think that, it used to be we're focused on the halvings, but at this point, the entire natural supply of Bitcoin is only 450 Bitcoin available for sale every day. That's sort of about $45, $50 million a day at this level. That is all being consumed by the Bitcoin treasury companies, and the Bitcoin ETFs are coming on strong. So I'm very bullish. My forecast in July of last year in Nashville was Bitcoin's going to appreciate 29% a year on average for the next 21 years. And that moves it from, it was about mid-60s, 65,000 to 13 million a coin in the year 2045. I'm getting more bullish on that forecast, but I'm certainly comfortable forecasting 30% a year ARR on average for the next 20 years. I think Bitcoin's up 57% a year for the past 4.5 years. Again, that's double the Mag 7. That's quadruple the S&P. That's 8 times real estate, and bonds are down 4%. So Bitcoin is smashing everything, Joe.
Hey, Michael, you keep popping up in my feed. You've gone viral with some comments you made at the Bitcoin 2025 conference in Las Vegas recently. And it was where someone was asking you about proof of reserves for strategies, 567,000 Bitcoin. You said that that was not a good idea. You don't agree with it because you think it's a security risk to actually do the proof of reserves that way. But there have been a lot of critics in the Bitcoin world about that. They say that snubbing audits like that flies in the face of Bitcoin's founding principles, which are verifiable, transparent ownership. And they say for a company that has its entire business model around Bitcoin, that stance raises some eyebrows. What do you say to that?
Crypto Twitter is very colorful, and we have these fun back and forths. The highest standard of in this case transparency would be a public company audit from a company like KPMG, where they're auditing both your assets and your liabilities, combined with officer representations pursuant to Sarbanes-Oxley about related parties and the like. And so we are a publicly traded company. Our assets are audited. Our Bitcoin reserves are audited by KPMG, as are our liabilities. I think that, we're always thinking and considering, is there a way to do proof of reserves in a secure way? We're not enthusiastic about publishing all of our wallet addresses and having people track them every minute by minute, because it exposes our custodians, our counterparties, and our own employees to more IT risk. But we're considering it. We're thinking about, is there a way to do it with a zero knowledge proof? And we're also always thinking about self-custody and what is the right way to manage custodian risk. And I think what you see is there's the OG crypto advocates who developed a bunch of very strong ideas over the past decade, and there's an emerging class of institutional Bitcoin holders like BlackRock, like the ETFs, and like the Bitcoin treasury companies, and they're focused not just on the assets but also on the liabilities. We have to audit and publish those audits with 10Qs and 10Ks.
Bank regulator.
All right, that was Michael Saylor, y'all. That was Michael Saylor. That's the news for the day. I'm done with the news segment of this. So speaking of Bitcoin, he's a big Bitcoin maxi. Let's come over here to the charts. If y'all just joined, I got 30 people in the live stream. I only got 15 likes. Run them likes up, please. Subscribe to the channel. If you're brand new, if you're sitting in the bushes, subscribe, come leave a comment. And I appreciate y'all joining. If you just missed anything, shout out to you, Lenny. If you missed anything, go back, watch the beginning. We're just kicking it in the beginning. This is pretty much where I start going into the charts and the markets. I'm a primarily technical analysis channel, but occasionally we could talk about some news and other things as well. But speaking of Bitcoin, let's look at Bitcoin. Michael Saylor is bullish. They were just sitting up there talking about Bitcoin being $2 million, which that's insane. We got to see it to believe it. But here we are at $104,000. We didn't think that would happen at one point, but here it is, sitting at 104. This is a 3-month time frame. We have 24 days left in the quarter, second quarter of 2025. Let me take a zoom out right quick. Let's go out to the 6 month. Yes, on the 6 month time frame, that's a beautiful chart right there. If you just zoom all the way out to a high time frame, 6 month chart, each one of these candles takes 6 months to complete. It only takes 2 of these candles to complete 1 year. And then look at Bitcoin on a 6 month time frame. That is parabolic. That is really insane. Look at the consecutive candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive quarters. So he's not lying about Bitcoin just continuing to appreciate year in, year out. He's definitely not lying about that. On the long term, if you just zoom all the way out, this is at a premium. At a premium. There is no discount in Bitcoin. But if y'all are just joining, I will be trading signals. So we'll be going over the signals. So Lenny, for y'all that just missed it, this is my signal service that I'm coming out with. It's not live yet, but we will be in there trading micro Bitcoin and etc. So you cannot buy it right now. Most people can't afford it, but you can trade it. So y'all click the link in the description if y'all want to join the subscription service in the Discord. But if we just zoom out all the way out to Bitcoin is at a premium. There is no discount in here. I can't afford $104,000 Bitcoin. Even if I had $104,000 to my name and that's all I had, I would not even buy one entire Bitcoin. Why would I just throw it away like that? I wouldn't just do that because it's at a premium. You need to watch this come down to a discount. When does the discount happen for Bitcoin? Hey, it's breaking new all-time highs. It's currently in price discovery. The last discount for Bitcoin on a higher time frame was back in January of 2022. So if January 2022 or the first half of 2022, it retraced down to this right here. Y'all tell me in the chat, what is this right here? That was the last discount opportunity in 2022 when Bitcoin retraced down to a discount. Ever since then, parabolic. Now it's a part of a strategic crypto reserve. Nations want to own it, etc. There you go, Ryan. That's a BTC. If y'all just joining, that is a buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Y'all can learn that in the Patreon, in the Discord, because I got private lessons. Yes, it's a fair value gap. So back in 2022, that's when the last time it dropped down there to offer a discount. It retraced down there. The low of inside of that fair value gap was $15,000. So imagine the high net worth individuals, the institutions that accumulated all the way down here at 15 grand and held that position currently long term, like Michael Saylor, hold that position all the way up to $104,000, all the way in profit. Y'all just do the math. Y'all let me know what that is. If that was, what's the return on that? Matter of fact, I can pull that up right quick. Let me get a ruler. We're going to go down to the midway point of that gap. Let's go up to the current price right there. That is a return from discount to premium of 451%. 451% return from the middle of the fair value gap up to the current price. 451% up in profit. So that's amazing. That's real amazing. That's $85,000 as well. That's an $85,000 difference as well in price. So you accumulated down here are roughly around let me see, 20,000 up to current price. That's around $85,000. That's a $85,000 price difference. Now let's just zoom in a little bit. Let's go down to the monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame, we're focused on the current month, which is June. We got 24 days left. As you can see, if you just focus in on the current candle, it's an indecisive candle. It's not showing the willingness to go higher or lower. It's just sideways consolidating intraday on lower time frame. So it's just consolidating. It actually retraced down to a discount. So let's go from the monthly down to the weekly. We got 24 days left on the month. And then that's the end of the second quarter as well. So we're waiting for that second quarter close. Let's go down to the weekly. On the weekly time frame, the last live stream I did, I said, hey, Bitcoin can come down here to this fair value gap. It's all documented. Just go back and watch my last live stream. There goes a BTC fair value gap. It retraced down there to that gap, and you can see how it targeted it and rejected it. That's not random. Price is algorithmic. These things repeat over and over again. Y'all heard it before. So last live stream, we wasn't nowhere near down there. We closed this candle right here, and then I highlighted this area right here. I saved my chart, and guess what? We traded down there. That's a discount. So if I go down to lower time frames, you wait for it. You could sell in both directions. You could sell and buy in both directions. I mean, so you could have sold in here down to discount, and then you could have rebought it, repurchased it back up. So that's what we're going to focus on the signal. So let's go down to a 1 hour, and you're going to see how price dropped down to that fair value gap. What's up, B-Rush? Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Holding it down. Shout out to you. So this is what I mean. That's that sell-off down to what? Fair value gap, weekly fair value gap. You could have been a seller in this direction. You could have been shorting Bitcoin, and then you could have repurchased it and went back higher. So I'm going to say that for another time. You already know. I done did this a dozen times. If I continue to drop down to lower time frames, go down to the 15-minute. You can see Bitcoin selling off down to a premium, a higher time frame level at a discount. Y'all should know what this is right here. Y'all tell me in the chat, what is this candle right here? See how these things just pop out to me? Like, it's almost second nature. It's like, I know this shit like the back of my hand. So look at that right there. Y'all should know what that is. Right there. on a 15-minute time frame. Y'all tell me in the chat. Y'all tell me in the chat. We use these PD arrays, these certain levels to find entry points, and we use them to enter the market. We have realistic take profit levels. So y'all tell me in the chat. There you go. It's a sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. It's a SIBI. That's your opportunity to short Bitcoin down to a discount and then take profit at the top of the gap and then reaccumulate and go higher like it is currently. So you can be buying and selling in both directions. So now let's go over to the CME. I want to check out something right quick for Bitcoin. Let's go to markets. Let's go to cryptocurrencies. And I want to look at the futures. Let's go over here to the futures products. Let's look at Bitcoin futures right here. Boom. This is the big boy. So a lot of people can't even afford this. I think they require you to have like $30-something thousand in the account. Maybe I should have looked at the micro. As a matter of fact, let's go look at the micro. Let's go to micro Bitcoin right here. And let's go look at the specs for micro Bitcoin. And let's look at the pricing. So for every 50 cents, $5 per Bitcoin, every 50 cents per contract. So for every 10 cents, for every dollar move in Bitcoin, that's 10 cents. There we go right there. So for every dollar in Bitcoin, price fluctuation in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, it goes from whatever it is now. Every dollar move, that's 10 cents. That's very affordable for people who want to come trade micros. So let's go back to Bitcoin. We're gonna act like it's the micro contract. Let's come back to the Bitcoin, and we're gonna measure where we entered at and where we took profit at. Remember, for every dollar price fluctuation, that is 10 cents. So let's put the shorten tool on it. The green highlighted area, that's our take profit, and our risk is the red highlighted area right there. We're going to risk that much on this trade. This particular trade moved, damn, Bitcoin be moving, man. Bitcoin really be moving. This particular trade moved $3,789.99. So let's go ahead and round it off. Let's just go ahead and say 390. I mean, let me see right quick. Let's round it off. This is what we're gonna use. I'm gonna type it out. All right, take profit, $3,790. Right there. So remember, every dollar move is 10 cents. Y'all tell me what that is in Bitcoin in the futures market, the micro futures. We're acting like this is the micro futures contract. All right, I think I got it pulled up. But we're acting like this is the micro futures contract. And this sell-off in Bitcoin, you could have took advantage of this. Every dollar price move is 370. What is that in the chat? Y'all tell me in the comments. Get y'all calculators out. Y'all tell me what that is. Because there's opportunities buying, selling, trading, futures, cryptocurrency. Let me pull my calculator out. I mean, that was simple. No, my bad. Y'all tell me what that is. What is that? Y'all paid attention? If y'all paid attention, y'all should be letting me know in the chat. If y'all just joining, man, make sure y'all hit that like button. This move was a $3,790 move in Bitcoin. So this sell-off from entry to take profit was 3,790 ticks or dollar price fluctuations. I already got how much that cost in the micros. So I'm gonna tell y'all how cheap the micros are, and they're affordable. How much was that in the micros? Are y'all paying attention, or do y'all need me to say it? Gabrielle, you're a little bit off. Maybe I need to double check my math. 3,790 times 10 cents. 3,790 times 10 cents, because every dollar move in Bitcoin, the micro Bitcoin, is 10 cents per move. There you go, Scott. Shout out to you, Scott. That is $379 right there. That's why I mean how when I got my micros, that is very affordable. That's not killing the bank. For the micro contracts, if we're trading micro futures, you start with $500 to $5,000 in a broker account, and you're going to slowly grow that capital from 5K or whatever you initially put up. You're going to slowly grow it. So let's say we initially put $5,000 in the account. We're trading micros, and on that particular trade, it nets us $379. So your equity will grow from $5,000 to $5,379, and you're just going to repeat and rinse and let that equity compound over time. And that is the micro Bitcoin. Now let's look at the full size Bitcoin. Let's go back over to the CME. Let's go look at the full size Bitcoin contract. Let's go look at the full size Bitcoin contract and show you the difference and why I say people that trade the minis or the larger contracts, you require over 10,000 or more in capital. 10,000 or more in capital. So let me pull this up. Let's go to Bitcoin futures. We're going to go to specs. And then we're going to go to right here, the minimum price fluctuation. DeAndre, you said you missed that play on BTC, a SIBI plus the CISD. Hey, you're not going to catch every one, DeAndre. You're not going to catch every move. But you better believe there's more moves that's coming. There's probably moves going on right now. So this is the larger contract, Bitcoin. So this is the Bitcoin futures contract, not the micro, but the larger contract, which I said you need to require over 10,000 or more in capital to come trade this. Depending on your broker, whatever your broker might ask you to trade, that's what you go with. So for every dollar move, that's $5 per tick, or every dollar move in Bitcoin, that's $5. So it's simple math. Let's come back over here to Bitcoin. We compared the micro, which that was $379 profit. Micro $379. We're going to take the same math, the 3,790 price move, multiply that by 5. 3,790 times 5. And what do y'all get in y'all calculators in your math? There you go. No, I got something different. Yeah. There you go. Lawrence, you're a little off. You missed the digit, Lawrence. But do you see the difference between trading micros? One second, let me clone this right quick. That is for the larger contract Bitcoin, that is 18,950. 18,950. So, and I don't even think Bitcoin is considered a mini. It's just BTC contract. So the difference is the difference between the minis and the micros in the larger contract. And that's why I said you initially for the larger contracts, you need to start with initially. I think I messed that up. 1 second. I messed it up. No, it's 18,950. Yeah, 18,950. So let me adjust that. Boom. So on this same trade, same setup, same formation, same candlesticks, just different markets, you traded the micro, which netted you 379, and the large BTC contract, 18,950. It all depends on the individual, the equity. So right then, just there, imagine you're playing with larger capital, $10,000 or more, and you're going in here trading this market and netting in one day $18,950. That's the type of shit futures trading can do. That's the type of stuff trading, learning technical analysis can do. There's a big difference. But if you're somebody who's starting off, because the same strategy applies. If I take $10,000 I'm just going to slowly grow it. I'm not trying to go fast. I'm just trying to slowly compound. So my 10,000 will turn into 19,950. And then boom, just like that, you're close to 20 grand. And then how far are you to scaling up to 100 grand from there on this same move? Let's just say you missed that move. Let's just say you missed that move and you see it drop down to discount. You see the SIBI that we use to sell the market. Is it random? Is it random that price trades directly back to that? Boom, just like that. Is that random or is that algorithmic? That's the type of precision I'm talking about. That's the type of precision that I'm talking about. So we drop down to discount. Remember, the markets it goes from discount to premium, premium to discount. That's all it does all day. It does this on all time frames. You get more trading opportunities on lower time frames. You see during this particular time of the day, it sells off. You missed it. Okay. That was a low resistance liquidity run as well. But on the buy side, it was in a high resistance liquidity run. It was more difficult going higher. That's just different scripts that the market does. But imagine shorting right here and then waiting for another opportunity. The next opportunity comes right here. What is this in the chat? What is that right there? These things repeat over and over again. All the time. Repeat over and over again. You said there goes those ones and zeros going down the screen. Something like that, B-Rush. Something like that. Something like that. I'll be trying to crack the code for some people, but sometimes, it just be, hey. There you go, Scott. It's a BTC. It's a buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. So let's just say you missed the sell-off, but you be patient. You're waiting. So you enter. That's a BTC. That now you're looking to buy. Market forms a BTC, and then boom, displacement higher. Let's go ahead and put the tool up. Let me move this over to the side right quick. I'm gonna move this over to the left. This was our selling trade for micro and large BTC. Now we're looking to go long. Our entry point, middle of the fair value gap. Boom, just like that. Our risk, we always want to account for risk. I'm not doing it right here, but you always want your risk come first. Look how tight our stop loss is right there. Our stop loss can either be at the low of this candle right here. See that candle that forms the fair value gap? You can place your stop loss at the low. That's a tight stop loss. Or you can drop it down right here. Or if you want a more comfort, you can continue to drop it down. See inside of this wick. We're using the wick for a stop loss or the bottom of the wick. That all depends on your experience and if you know what you're doing. This is comfortable right here for beginners, but me, no, I want little to no risk. I like to move my stop loss up just like that. Boom, tight range. Look at the precision. Look at the fair value gap. I am comfortable because I got experience. I'm comfortable that price can trade down into this fair value gap and not come down here and stop me out. And if it does, I'm content with it. I'm content with that if it does. But I'm confident that it doesn't drop down and go any further. And it doesn't do that. It respects the fair value gap. That's not random. It trades inside of that and then moves higher. Tight stop loss, real tight. That means I have little to no risk on the table. That's the type of trading that I like to use. And then let's just say we want to trade to the middle of the SIBI that we sold earlier. So again, we're going to put the math behind it. On this particular trade, that was 3,364 ticks or dollar moves in Bitcoin. So let me highlight that. And I'm gonna show you the power of trading. Some of you sign up to the Discord for the signals if y'all want to learn. If y'all want to get these signals provided to you as well. But that's 3,000. And let's just say 3,365. 3,365. We're going to round it off. 3,000. God damn it. 1 second. 3,365. 3,365 price move in Bitcoin. So we're going to do the same thing like we did before. Remember in the micro Bitcoin, every tick, every dollar move in price, that's 10 cents. So y'all pull out your calculators. Y'all multiply 3,365 times 10 cents. And that will give you the micro futures contract for take profit. So let me do this right quick. I'm going to clone that right there. I'm going to drag this over. 336. Let me go behind you, Scott. 336.50. Anybody else? Anybody else in the chat? Got y'all calculators out. 3,365 times 10 cents. Yes, you're correct, Scott. Shout out to you. That's $336.50. $336.50 for micro Bitcoin. Micro Bitcoin, $336.50. Okay? Let me put it up here. Now you take the same math. Every tick for the larger contract, the big boy contract, every price move in Bitcoin is $5. So y'all do the math. Y'all do the math. 3,365 times 5. There you go. $16,825. $16,000, $825. Now, let's just hypothetically say, because you can do this. I mean, institutions are doing this, traders are doing this, algorithms are doing this. Retail aren't doing this. That's the only people that's not involved in this. Retail investors. Retail investors on the outside looking in. And this is the power of futures trading. 16,825. 1 second. $16,825 for the larger contract, $336.50 for the micros. So that's why apparently micros are more affordable for people that are brand new. Once you scale up from micros, you're scaling your equity. So you treat this like a business. You treat this like a business. You know, most traditional businesses, they have a lot of overhead. So traditional businesses, they got to be able to either provide a product or a service. So you're providing a product or a service, but you might need, if you're providing a product, you might need a warehouse. That's an expense. You might need packaging. You might need shipping. All these things that are expenses for you to provide a product to people to earn a profit. You got to consider your margins, all that. So there's a lot of stuff taken out on the table when it comes to providing a product, even a service. You might have a lawn care service. So in your lawn care service, you have your equipment, your lawnmowers, and I'm talking about, you know, the ones you stand up on, the John Deeres. You got weed eaters. You have to constantly replace blades. You have to constantly replace weed eater strings, whatever. You might have to change oil. You got to buy gas. You need equipment to haul your lawnmowers. You need certain things in your business. Those are all expenses that take away from your profits. So you got to always exclude your expenses. But in this business right here, clearly there's low fucking overhead. Low overhead at all. There's little to no overhead. All you need in this business is capital. All you need in this business is internet connection and computer equipment. And those things typically, far as a computer equipment and internet connection, those things are like internet connection, you know, depending on what you want, fiber optic or whatever, that's not expensive at all. That's not expensive. You pay monthly payments, and guess what? That's a tax write-off in your business, in a trading business. Computer equipment, you might want to get some high quality computer equipment, MacBook. They got other things that can provide. You might want some monitors, etc. You don't need the microphones and all that like what I'm doing. You're not trying to be out there with it. You're just trying to trade, mind your business, live your life. And it doesn't require much at all. And also you'll be able to be mobile. You'll be able to be mobile to move around, etc. in your business if you decide to take the business route. But my point is, imagine making 16. Now we're going to combine the both. Y'all in the chat, combine the sell-off for both markets. But if you want to scale up to a business, we're using larger capital. That's that 10K and above. Let's say you want to scale up to a business, you're going to need 10,000 plus. 10,000 to 100,000 to start a business trading. number one, you need the skill set. So you need to learn how to trade first. But let's just hypothetically say we take 18,950 on the sell-off, and then we turn around and make 16,825, and all in one day. All in one day. Or is that one day? Thursday. Within 2 days. So that's your week right there. Within 2 days, how much would you have netted in 2 days? Y'all tell me in the chat. Y'all combine them both. 18,950 plus 16,825. And tell me what you would have netted in 2 days. Wait for y'all in the chat. Waiting for y'all in the chat. I need a response before we move forward. I need some engagement. If y'all just joining the live stream, smash that like button. If you're new to my channel, subscribe to the channel. I need some engagement now. That's the part of me doing these lives. I need that engagement. Appreciate it, Lawrence. I appreciate the engagement. Anybody else? Anybody else? But Lawrence, you got it correct. If you would have took in 2 days, and this is one trade per day. Shout out to you, Scott. Shout out to you. These are 2 trades per day. I mean, one trade per day within 2 days. So one day you netted on the sell-off 18,950. The next day you bought it back and netted 16,825. Now we're working with larger capital. We're somebody. Let's say y'all become XRP rich. A lot of y'all will. You hold on for dear life. Your net worth is going to continue to go higher. Now you learn this skill set. You took the time to learn this skill set, and now you want to put capital to work. You want to start putting capital to work. All that, those 6 figures, those millions you made with crypto. Now you want to put some of that to work. This is a business. This is a business avenue that you can take. And within 2 days, you're starting with 10K, and you netted $35,000, $35,775. Just like that. Just like that. Now, don't get the big head. We're running a business. You're doing good in business. Like that's, in 2 days, how many business model? Oh, and okay, what's your overhead? You got to include your overhead. Remember, your overhead only comes monthly. Like it's Wi-Fi monthly, electricity monthly. That's all you need. You need electricity, Wi-Fi. Once you purchase your computers, you can purchase your computers or your computer equipment in one trade. And then that's going to last you 3 to 5 years. You want to kind of, after so many years, you want to purchase new equipment. And that's also considered a tax write-off because, that you've gotten so much use out of your equipment in your business. Now you want to go purchase more computer equipment. You might want to get more monitors, etc. You can do that in one trade and put it within your business. At the end of the year, you get that money back because it's a tax write-off. You're not losing that money. You're going to get it back. This is equipment for your business. Scott, you said fat fingers? Okay. Yeah, mistyped it. But is this making sense to y'all? Hopefully I'm enlightening some of y'all. I'm not making this up. Like this, I can do this in all markets. And if you're not comfortable with doing this, you can sign up with the Signal service and use proper risk management. But that's Bitcoin. I just randomly pulled Bitcoin futures up because the reason we're pulling Bitcoin futures up is because who can afford $105,000 Bitcoin right now? I can't. Even if I decided to take, even with $105,000, I would not deploy a full $105,000 into one Bitcoin. There's no point in that. There's no point in that unless you're a billionaire, unless you're a financial institution. So your other option is if you feel like you missed that opportunity in Bitcoin, there's many opportunities. Like I just said, in 2 days, on these 2 trade examples that I just highlighted, you could have netted $35,000 in 2 days. Now, if you do this several times per week and you're trading with larger capital, how far do you think you're going to be able to catch up to buy that one Bitcoin? You're not going to be too far behind at all. So hopefully that makes sense to y'all, man. Hopefully that makes sense to y'all. And That's Bitcoin. Let's come to the rest of the market. If y'all missed anything, just go back and watch the live stream. Let's come over to XRP. This is not XRP futures, even though we covered that. I might skim through it in a minute, but this is the digital asset XRP. This is the 3-month time frame. We have 24 days left for the quarter to end. So this is the quarterly time frame. We got 24 days left. And then this candle will close. I want to see how we close because all of this at discount is still, they might want to come down here and retest all this in here. They might want to come down, take out some liquidity and retest all this in here. So we're going to be waiting to see what we can what happens in the next 24 days. We also can trade higher. We're still caught up in this range right here, this wick. Y'all should know what that is. We're caught inside of that, and then we're also caught inside of this wick as well. So we're still retesting these wicks. You should know what the wicks are because I reviewed it previously. So from the 3-month time frame, let's get a little closer to XRP. Remember, we're pretty much 50-50 right now. We're 50-50. On lower time frames, we're sideways consolidating. I'm not interested right now in crypto. I'm not interested in buying it. I'm not interested in selling it. I'm not interested, period, at the moment. I'm still watching it day to day. But when the markets become like this, I go to different markets, which are the futures markets. And I just showed y'all why I do that, because that's more exciting. That's more fun. You can see money, you can build money, you can grow capital, you can do all kinds of things in the futures market. So whenever crypto gets boring, it's not moving, I go elsewhere, other markets. So let's go down to the monthly time frame for XRP. As you can see, so far this month, so far already, we dropped down, took out sell side liquidity. We took out the low from last month. On my last live stream, which was last Sunday, I went over this already. I asked y'all in the chat, what was y'all weekly buy, or what was your monthly bias? What was y'all weekly bias? Some of y'all might have forgotten what y'all told me. Y'all can remind me in the chat if y'all want to, but we determined the bias, and guess what? That already played out in the first week of June. That played out in the first week of June where we sold off. Majority of the people in the chat said we want to see sell side liquidity. We want to see price go lower. It did that already. But if we just zoom out so far, we just consolidating. We're just consolidating sideways. So I'm not interested in all. Last month we consolidated. April we consolidated. Now the wicks, we've been moving, but we're closing in a consolidation. So right now they're holding price. That is pure manipulation. That is algorithmic. They're holding price because we're trying to get through the second quarter to see how the third quarter opens up. I'm not interested the rest of the month. That's why we're in the futures market. We're in the futures market. So I'm not interested rest of the month. We're going to keep talking about it, but hey, there's other opportunities. I'm already positioned. There's nothing to pretty much be concerned about. If you're trying to buy right now, I would say wait to see if an opportunity comes down to this level right now, right here. So we're going to wait to see if we get some type of discount opportunity. We got 24 days left to complete June. We just completed the first week of June. We got 3 more weeks in June. So lower my expectations. So once I drop down to the weekly, we have 2 trading days left to complete the weekly candle. You can see we dropped down. When I last left off, all these highlighted areas, these were still in my chart. I asked y'all last live stream, what was y'all bias? Y'all told me y'all want to see price come down. Exactly what we did. That's exactly what we did. We traded down, took out the liquidity below the market, and then boom, went back inside of a range. So we have 2 days left on the weekly time frame. You can see the consolidation. What they're doing is they're engineering liquidity on both sides of the market. So we still have sell side liquidity resting below this low right here. So there's a lot of liquidity down here. Also, there's an inefficiency. Also on the 6-month time frame, we got a potential 6-month fair value gap forming. Y'all go do that on your own. Go check that out on your own channel. I mean, not your own channel, on your own time. Go investigate that 6-month time frame closing. That 6-month candle is about to close, and then we got a potential fair value gap forming on the 6-month time frame. So from the weeklies, go down to the daily, and on the daily time frame, last time we left off, I highlighted and I told y'all, we just go back and watch the live stream with precision to the T. I highlighted this SIBI right here. This highlighted area over here is an inversion fair value gap. So what we did was we traded down through it. We cut through it because we can cut through gaps. We closed below it, and then price traded back inside of it. That's a signal to me that they're going to use this as a resistance. So what we did was we traded back up into this SIBI. You see that? We traded back inside this SIBI, inside of this inversion fair value gap. And then that's your opportunity on lower time frames as a trader to find a shorting opportunity to attack sell side liquidity below the market. Just like that. Do you think it's random that price uses these levels as resistance and then attacks the liquidity below price at these old lows? That's not random. Just go back and watch the last live stream and tie it into what I'm doing right now. And now we're back inside of the range. We're waiting for that weekly candle to close. So from the weekly, let's drop down. From the daily, let's drop down intraday. So let's drop down intraday. This is XRP on the intraday time frame or intra-week. Everything to the right of this vertical trend line, everything to the right is this week's price action. Everything to the left was last week's price action. So you can see how we open up the week consolidating. We trade up higher inside of the inversion fair value gap. Market pretty much was high resistance, consolidating, choppy, and then it decides to break down. So there was one clean opportunity when traded down inside of this gap right here on the daily. That's a daily SIBI. We traded below it, and then we traded back into it. And on the hourly time frame, you can either use the midway point. You see the midway point of that SIBI on the daily. The midway point of that, you could have set a limit order right there and traded lower. Or you could have used the 1 hour SIBI that I'm about to show you. Let me show you right quick. Right here, the SIBI right here, 1 hour SIBI. So you could have used multiple things. You could have used the daily fair value gap, or you could have used this hourly fair value gap. Either one is good. And there it is, another opportunity to sell short, to attack sell side liquidity below the market. You're getting out at the old lows right here. And do you think it's random? Do you think it's random that price just stops on a dime and then comes back up inside of this fair value gap? No, it's not random. It's algorithmic. So let's put the money behind it, and then I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to let y'all go. Enjoy y'all weekend. Let's come over here to the CME. I want to get y'all in the habit of doing this. Coming over to the CME. Come over to the CME to get the contract codes for certain markets. We're going to come over here and review XRP. We can compare the micro and the full contract. Let's start off with the micro XRP. Go to micro XRP. We're going to go to specs. Minimum price fluctuation. Every tick, for every drop or tick in XRP, that's 25 cents. So let's come back over here to XRP. And let's just say we hypothetically sell at the midway point of the daily SIBI. So I'm going to remove that right there. And I'm going to take this shorting tool at the midway point right there, and we're going to go short down here. We're going to calculate how many ticks that was. Our stop loss is going to be right here at the top of the fair value gap. So that was, let me see. That was 1,450 ticks. 1,450 ticks. So let's type that up. $1,450 ticks. That's the that was the price move on this. Remember, every tick. Damn, one second. Wait. I think I did my math wrong. Every tick is 25 cents. So every tick is 25 cents. I'm trying to calculate it up right quick. That's a large price move. One second. Might have got that wrong. Yeah, my bad. That is 1,450 ticks. My bad. I got it wrong. So 1,450 ticks. So we're going to do is take 25 cents, and this is for the micro XRP. 25 cents times 1,450 ticks. And y'all tell me in the chat what y'all got. There you go. There you go, Scott. Good math. Good math. $362.50. So that's for the micro XRP. That's for the micro XRP. Shout out to you, Lawrence. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate the engagement. Now let's calculate the larger contract, the larger XRP, which I think every tick is $5. I forget. Every tick is $5 for the larger XRP. But we're going to double check. Go to specs. We're going to scroll down. So every tick, yes, every tick is $5. So you take the same math. Every tick for the large contract, the larger XRP contract, every tick is $5. So you're going to take 1,450 ticks times $5. And y'all tell me what that is. What math do y'all get? There y'all go. There y'all go. $7,250. So do you see the difference between micros and minis or larger contracts? I like to call them minis. Not everything is considered a mini, but do you see the price difference? And that's why I say with the larger contracts, you need at least $10,000 minimum or more to trade the larger contracts. And there you go. So on this same trade, different markets, different contract sizes, micros, large contracts. The micro netted you $362. So let's say we start with $5,000 or less, $500 to $5,000. What you're going to do is slowly compound that $5,000. And then for the XRP larger contract, you're going to slowly compound $10,000. So it'll be eventually $17,250 for the larger contract. And guess what? Do you think it's random that the same exact move happened in Bitcoin happened in XRP? No, it's not random, where you can eventually buy back and go back inside the range just like that. If you come back over to Bitcoin, same exact thing. Just Bitcoin has more capital flowing through it. Bitcoin has more institutional support flowing through this market. XRP is coming. Just got to give it time. Bitcoin been trading for years. XRP is going to eventually get that support from institutions. So with that being said, man, hopefully y'all learned something. I'm going to keep it brief. I know y'all, a lot of y'all I've been on for a little minute now too, but hopefully y'all understand something. And if y'all are interested, this is not live yet, but y'all press 1 in the chat. I need some feedback. Who are interested in because I need some type of sentiment on what I need to, because I'm not going to be able to follow I'm not going to follow all markets if I have not so many people. We're going to keep it light and you still make money. But if you're interested in the signal services, y'all let me know in the chat so I can get some feedback. It's not live yet. I'm working on it. It's on the way. And I will let y'all know when it goes live. I got different tiers. So if y'all want to go look at it to see what y'all want to start with, y'all click the link in the description below. Also, I got my private lessons as well. Okay, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Scott. I appreciate it, Gabrielle. Appreciate it, Lawrence. This probably will be more. This probably will be better and funner. Cause I'm not taking y'all. Y'all are using your own capital. Y'all are making the decisions. Y'all just going off of my trades that I'm analyzing. So it's up to you if you want to pull the trigger or not. But I definitely appreciate y'all joining, man. I might go live tomorrow, depending what I see out there, depending on how I'm feeling. Might watch some live price action. But right now the markets are dry and dead. I don't even want to come in. Y'all know how I usually go in the XRP, and I might watch the Asia session. Right now, I'm not interested right now because look at price right now. It's just real dry. Not much going on. The week is pretty much over. I'm pretty much ready for next week. So That sell-off right there was the weekend trading. That sell-off right there was the weekend trading. Institutions went in there, shorted XRP, took profit. I forgot to show y'all the micro. I might include the micros as well. Let me pull that up right quick. Right here. So this is the micro contract from Coinbase. As you can see, same exact move, sell-off. These micro contracts are real affordable. They're more affordable than the micros. So excuse me, nano. This is the nano contract. They're more affordable than the micros from Coinbase. So I might include these as well for people that really want to like tread the line. So we'll see. But as you can see, same price move in the nano attack sell side liquidity. That's the weekend trading so far. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all joining. Y'all be on the lookout for the next live stream. Y'all sign up for the Patreon, sign up for the Discord. And I'll get back with y'all on the next one. Peace out.